morning. Rhode Island Congressman David Cicilline is in our studio this morning to discuss a potpourri of items for us.
Potpourri.
Thank you for joining us.
Great
Appreciate it.
My
Let's
pleasure.
first of all start with what's going on with the Supreme Court and the gay marriage debate. We've got the two issues being debated. Yesterday they talked about the ban in California. Today is the Defense of Marriage Act. Your thoughts about what is unfolding at the Supreme Court?
Well, I think we're seeing tremendous movement on this issue, really driven by young people. And I think in many ways all of the polls are showing there's overwhelming support for marriage equality all across the country. And I think this is one of those moments where the court has to catch up a little bit with public opinion. I think the court will ultimately get to the place where they'll say marriage should be available to all Americans. These two cases will give them their first opportunity to do that.
Do you think that one can happen without the other, or do both need to be reversed? Or what are your thoughts?
No, I mean, I think that my prediction is that they will reject the California case on standing grounds. It sounds like they're saying, why do we even take this case based on the arguments they made yesterday, and let the lower court decision stand, which will reinstate marriage equality in the state of California. And then I think what they're going to say in DOMA is, the federal government has never waded into marriage. That's a matter for states to decide.
Yeah.
And if a state decides that you're married, then the federal government will treat it as a marriage, period.
Just your thoughts on sort of just the epic nature of what's going on right now.
Well, I mean, I think it's when you look at young people, they're really changing the hearts and minds of their parents. And, when you look at the polling data from 18 to 24, young people are like, what's the issue? Mm-hmm. And I think it shows it's generational and that we are moving toward a place where every American will have access to full, which I think is good for our country.
All right, so closer to home, yesterday you were part of a pretty impressive roundtable discussion about gun violence and gun control. Bring us up to date on what happened yesterday.
We had a meeting yesterday, Senator Whitehouse, Senator Reid, Congressman Langevin, and I, meeting with mayors, with advocates for responsible gun safety legislation, with law enforcement, to really listen to them about the importance of enacting responsible gun safety legislation. I sponsored most of the bills in the House to ensure that we have universal background checks, to ensure that we fix the broken background check system so that criminals and the seriously mentally ill don't have access to firearms, to enact a federal trafficking statute so you can't do these straw purchases without real penalties, and also supporting the ban of the most dangerous assault weapons and high-capacity ammunition, weapons of war. These are common-sense proposals. No one is suggesting that people don't have a right to have a firearm to protect themselves and their family, but we need to enact gun safety legislation that will keep communities and families safe. That was all reinforced yesterday in the conversation.
Does it frustrate you, though, on the federal level to experience some of the resistance that you're seeing?
Yes. I began my work in the State General Assembly working on gun safety legislation. Yeah. I was one of the founding members of Mayors Against Illegal Guns with Mayor Bloomberg and Mayor Menino. So it's very frustrating. This has been a long fight. But, we lost 20 first-grade children in Sandy Hook to gun violence. If this moment doesn't cause us to do something differently and to enact, again, these are just common-sense proposals. So the communities have been very active. The Million Mile March, the Brady campaign, the Demand a Plan, I think that's going to help make a difference. All
right, real quick, 20 seconds or less. We have an event Saturday to help people with their tax returns, right?
The Tucket Boys and Girls Club, we do this free tax preparation clinic for people with incomes under $53,000. Volunteers qualified there to help you. Call my office, 729-5600, to make an appointment. We'd love to help constituents as we can.
Yes, the clock is ticking until April 15th. Got to get it done. All right. Thank you, Congressman.
Thanks
we appreciate
it. Great to see you.
And we did post the information about that clinic that's taking place for taxes on our website. Just head to foxprovidence.com for the details.